Hello everybody and welcome back to Tree of Tranquility. We are now on the 10th day of spring, which also happens to be the flower festival. Not sure that I'm going to bother going to the festival. I don't know that there's going to be a lot for us to do or to buy. The only thing I might be interested in looking at is some of the perfumes. And the reason for that is because there are certain perfumes I haven't actually made with the mixer, and it might be a good way for me to just sort of cheat instead of having to make them myself. But I figured this would be a good day to do an update since I haven't updated since the first or second day of spring. I attended two weddings, the wedding of Julius and Candace and the wedding of Toby and Renee, which means that all of the couples are now married. Every couple that can have a spouse is married, of course, with the exception of Maya because I'm married to Chase. And so we should start to see rival children soon, I hope. I'm gonna have a look at my recipe list because if you look at what the oven's list looks like, you can see that I've been making a huge effort to fill this in. Now that I have access to breadfruit, I can pretty much make every single thing that is required in the oven. There are very, very, very few recipes here that do not require breadfruit or something that requires breadfruit as a base. So I've been putting my breadfruit to good use, and I've almost got the entire oven section completely filled. So that has actually been taking up quite a bit of time to do. It also uses a lot of butter, milk, cheese, and eggs. So I have to be careful about whether I want to ship my eggs from my chickens or keep them, and it's the same with the milk from the cow. I think I'm actually out of milk, so I have to pick up more of that, but the fridge is sort of starting to slim out a little bit. As you can see here, I've got a few free spaces. I've managed to get rid of a couple of things, and I was sort of doing a process of elimination just to look at what ingredients I will no longer need for recipes, and once I do that, I can sell them and clean out this fridge. And I'm very, very close to actually finishing up all the recipes in the game. I've been focused mostly on the oven, but there's a few things here and there I've also managed to finish up as well. And that's been making a huge amount of money. I haven't even bothered with fishing or mining or anything like that. Especially if you're using good quality ingredients, cooking can really actually be worth quite a bit of money. I haven't had a single rainy day so far this season, so I've been able to let the animals out every single day, which is great. They're happy. I've managed to harvest one group of turnips and one group of potatoes, so this is my second group that I've got going on. And I've still kept it the same, where I'm focusing on these crops over here on the small field, and I'm keeping the other stuff, the replenishable stuff, over on the other field, such as my breadfruit, strawberries, flax, and I think I also went ahead and I planted some cabbage. My flax had come in, so I planted a little bit of cabbage in its place because I do think I need cabbage for a few recipes. I replaced the flax, and everything is a-okay. The animals are all good. My cow is obviously a very, very valuable resource right now, being that it's the only cow that I have, and I need so much milk for all these recipes in the oven, mostly because they're all baked goods. A lot of them are puddings and cakes and pies and things like that, so milk is of course a huge base item that you need. And I can't buy milk from Renee and Hannah's store up at the ranch. I can buy cheese and I could buy butter, but I can't buy the base stuff like eggs and milk, so... You can see here that everything looks well. I still haven't gotten any strawberries in, but that doesn't really surprise me too much because strawberries do take a very, very, very long time to grow in. But once they grow in, I think you get new strawberries every couple of days. It just is a matter of being patient and waiting for that first bit of plants to kind of grow up. And I doubt I'll run out of breadfruit, so it'll be great because I'm using a lot of it, but I'll also be able to sell quite a bit of it. By the end of the season, we should be able to get quite a few different harvests of breadfruit. So I've got flax up here that I'm watering right now. In the middle is the cabbage, of course, and then the strawberries on the bottom. I think I just planted the cabbage and I replanted my flax maybe a day or two ago, so we're not going to be able to see any results from that for quite some time. I've been continuing on with giving the cat fish every single day. I've been trying to make time to do a little bit of fishing just so that I have something to give the cat, but like I said, I haven't really gone out of my way to do a ton of fishing because the cooking takes up quite a bit of time. Mind you, time doesn't pass when you're inside your house, but to me it feels like it's taking up a lot of time because I still have to go through the motions to go ahead and do all that stuff. And I don't like my days to drag on for too long, especially when we're at this point in the game where I'm getting further and further and further in between updates for videos, because then it kind of just drags on and sometimes I'll forget something that I wanted to mention, or I'll take long breaks in between. Figured I'd maybe grab a fish or two for the cat, but it looks like I'm not having any luck. I think I still have a few in my inventory. And the flower festival is open now, so I guess I should just go on over to Waffle Town and check that out. We'll catch whatever this is first. Hopefully it's a fish and not junk. Oh, it's an octopus. Okay. I don't know if the fish likes octopus. I don't see that going well. You just give this huge tentacly octopus to a cat and you're like, here, eat this. I think it would be a little bit overwhelming for a cat, but I could try it, I guess, and see what happens. So the cat is always by on the hook during the day, and then it moves towards the front of Waffle Town near the inn at night. So here's an octopus, I guess? No, it doesn't like it. The cat doesn't seem to like octopus. That's what I thought. Again, I feel like the octopus could probably eat the cat. So I'll give it this fish instead as a peace offering. And then we'll head on over to the square. And we got a few people around today. Julius, Gil, Selena. And then of course I think we just have Anessa and Ruth selling at this festival. We'll just have a chat with everybody. I kind of feel like I don't talk to people a lot unless I have to anymore. But it's always nice to kind of get to know your neighbors. So let's check out Anessa first. And I forget if she is selling flowers or perfume. Oh, she's actually the one selling seeds. I know that one of them, you know, sells perfume, one of them sells flowers, and one of them sells seeds. I'll have to go see what her mom is selling. But again, at this point, because we have Taylor's phone available to us, and we also have Ruth's shop, there really is nothing she's selling that we can't get from either one of them. But what I am going to buy, I do know I'm missing the red perfume, so I'm going to buy that. And the blue perfume is the rarest perfume and also the hardest to make, and I do believe I'm also missing that, so I'm going to buy that as well. I've made yellow perfume. I think the only other one I'm missing is green, which is actually not a color that she is selling. So that one I'll have to make on my own. But being able to pick up the blue perfume is a pretty good deal. So let's see what Ruth is selling, because I've seemed to have forgotten. Ah yes, she is selling the herb seeds and the herbs themselves. I could probably, because I have the money, I could probably pick up a few blue herbs. My herb situation for the blue herbs is looking a little bit dire. I've almost completely run out for dyeing stuff, but I mean, I have a ton of other options. I have a ton of green, purple, red, and yellow. And I get to grow blue herbs again in the summer. So maybe I will buy a few just for the sake of having them in case I want to use them. And that will tide me over until summer when I can grow them again. I guess I'll have to go back and empty out my bag because I don't actually want to keep that perfume. I'll probably just sell it. But now that those have been added to my cooking recipe library, I have a few less things to sort of worry about. And a lot of the stuff are either gifts or tools or used for cooking. Did I check on the chickens today? I honestly don't remember if I did. I did not check on the silkworms today. Well, it's a good thing I doubted myself and I came to check on them. Because I don't want to not feed them. And I also had a couple of things to pick up. It's probably a good idea for me to go into the barn and use my yarn maker because I've got some cocoons and I have some wool. And I also have those blue herbs that I bought, so I can do that for a little bit of profit today. Go ahead and ship the Austinase. I'm just gonna go ahead and ship the perfect egg. I'm gonna be keeping the good eggs for now for the remainder of my cooking recipes so that I don't run out of eggs. And here it is. This is the ostrich egg. As you can see, it's massive. I think I talked about it in a few videos. I've mentioned that I have been getting the ostrich eggs, but I haven't actually had an opportunity to show that to you guys. And they sell for a decent amount of money, and you can also turn them into mayonnaise, which is usually what I end up doing. But they're kind of like ducks. They don't lay them every single day. I usually just check in every couple days, and I'll pick it up if I see it. But if I ship all this yarn and whatnot, I should get a pretty decent amount of money for today. And again, I'm hoarding all this money and I haven't really been spending much of it just because I've kind of been keeping to myself on the farm. been doing fishing around the property and doing the cooking and tending the crops and all that kind of stuff. And I'm waiting for another episode where it's not a holiday or a festival, so we can go around and check in back at Dale's and maybe do another building upgrade, or check in at Brownie Ranch and buy another animal. I'll go ahead and ship all this stuff, and that's gonna pretty much do it for me. I'm sorry I didn't really have a lot of really interesting stuff to update on, but I think the cooking for me personally has really been a huge focus. That was something I kind of wanted to get done. My fridge has been stuffed for a very long time. I've been kind of hoarding ingredients, and a lot of what I was hoarding that stuff for was for the oven recipes, and I knew I couldn't really do anything with any of those until springtime rolled around and I could get myself some breadfruit. So I will certainly do my best to check in sometime soon. Obviously, I'm going to check in before the flea market. I don't want to have the next episode on a day where we can't do some shopping, because I think that is going to probably be one of the next steps to do, is to upgrade a bit more of our farm, maybe get another animal. And I also don't know that the flea market is going to be necessary this year at all in any season. I think I've pretty much cleaned it out, especially in the fall and winter. We had just seen that last month. We pretty much cleaned out every single stall, but I think I've also done that for the spring and summer flea markets from what I remember. So I'll definitely try to do an update within the next week or week and a half, and hopefully by then I'll be doing a couple more things. Hopefully then I'll have some more recipes done and I can focus on something else, and I'll have some more freedom to do a couple more things, and I'm sure by then I'll be ready to get another animal or get another upgrade, or just spend some of that money I have sitting in the bottom right hand corner of my screen. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.